Hello, our dear viewers. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi receives Oman Sultan Haytham ibn Tariq in Cairo. On Sunday, presidential spokesman Councillor Ahmed Fahmy said the two-day visit aims at boosting bilateral ties and consulting over issues of mutual concern. To shed more light on this very important visit, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Ambassador Hussein, Hareedy, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Ambassador Hareedy, good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, madam.
Ambassador Hareedy, how do you see the importance of such a visit by Oman Sultan Haytham ibn Tariq in Cairo to have discussions with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi over common issues for both countries?
Well, this is the first visit by the Sultan of Oman to Egypt. And this visit comes in return for the visit that President al-Sisi had made to Oman in June last year. On the other hand, this visit aims at boosting bilateral relations between Egypt and Oman on the one hand,
yes,
and on the other hand, to review the progress made in implementing the various agreements that had been signed during the visit of President al-Sisi to Oman last year. Aside from discussing bilateral relations, I believe that the summit between the two heads of state would see an exchange of views on the current Arab situation, and in light of the Arab Summit in Jeddah on May 19th, as well as discussing the situation in Sudan,
yes,
in Yemen, and how the two countries can work together to facilitate, in Yemen, to facilitate the implementation of various peace agreements.
yes,
And as far as Sudan is concerned, how to consolidate the humanitarian ceasefire that was renewed yesterday in
yes,
Jeddah,
yes,
and which will take effect tomorrow evening at 9:45 p.m.
yes. Yes. Mr. Ambassador, how do you evaluate the Egyptian-Omani relations?
Well, they are more than excellent, and Oman is among the three Arab countries that hadn't severed its diplomatic relations back in the late 70s and the 80s. And we have some common denominators in our respective foreign policies,
Yes,
namely the peaceful resolution of conflicts and preventive diplomacy and strengthening Arab solidarity.
yes,
The two countries are very close, and I guess the visit by His Royal Highness,
yes,
the Sultan of Oman, would really give a boost to bilateral relations between the two countries.
indeed. Sir, also as you have kindly mentioned that the visit by the Sultan of Oman comes within a very tense atmosphere in the region, as the situation is not stable in Sudan, with the situation also in Yemen. So what are the expectations here for the agenda of the talks of the two leaders?
Well, I guess the agenda would really, the first item on the agenda is bilateral relations.
Yeah.
And the second one, of course, regional issues, regional questions in light of the decisions that were taken, were adopted in the Arab Summit. Of course, this state visit comes in the context of improvements in the regional situation.
Yeah.
And of course, Egypt and Oman could work together for strengthening peace and security and stability prospects in the Middle East, in the Gulf, and in the Red Sea area.
Finally, Mr. Ambassador, how do you evaluate here the economic cooperation between both Egypt and Oman? And do we expect to witness here, as the Sultan of Oman is visiting Egypt, to increase or to have agreement regarding the increase of cooperation on the economic field between both countries?
Well, the good news is that trade between the two countries has increased by 64%
Indeed.
in 2022. In 2022, the volume of trade reached almost $1 billion US dollars. In the previous year, 2021, it stood at $500 million.
Yes.
That's, of course, this is the 64% decrease in the in trade exchange. Well, it's very promising, and I believe that the two sides would work on boosting trade relations even further.
Indeed, Ambassador Hussein Hareedy, former Assistant Foreign Minister, always a pleasure to listen to your precious inputs.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Indeed, President Sisi receives Oman's Sultan Haitham bin Tariq in Cairo on Sunday. The two-day visit aims at boosting bilateral ties and consulting over issues of mutual concern. That was our special coverage for the visit by the Sultan of Oman, and we'll keep you updated with the coverage of this very special visit. Many thanks for watching.